Hello everyone, welcome to a brand new class to go. This week I am featuring the Adorably Otterly Amazing Bundle. This is a brand new bundle that is being released in our online exclusives on November 5th. So if you love this bundle, I would encourage you to jump on that on our release when it releases on November 5th or right around there. It is such an adorable little bundle. I have had so much fun playing with it, and the 4 cards that I'm going to share with you this week are truly incredible and adorable. I have a really cute fun fold, like mega fun fold card to share with you today. This is the one we're making today. So it opens up like this, and then it opens again for the inside of the card. So it is such a cute card, and you can earn this class kit for free. So you'll get this card along with the 3 other cards that we're making over the course of the next 4 days for the class using the Otterly Amazing Bundle. You will need the bundle, so if you need to purchase that in my online store, make sure to add that to your order. To earn the class kit for free, all you need to do is place an order in my online store. Orders over $50 or more with the host code will earn that Otterly Amazing free class to go. If your order is over $150, though, do not use the host code. You're going to still receive the class for free. I'm going to see that order come in. You're still going to receive the class for free. And you're also going to receive a full package of the embellishments. And these are the Riverside Irregular Pearls. That is the embellishment that I'm featuring on all 4 of the cards. They are just stunning. So you're going to receive a full package of those if your order is over $150 in my online store. There's extra benefits if your order is over $100, but you do need to use that host code for all orders under $150 to get the code to get the class for free. And the host code is in the video description. There's also a link to my blog, which will have all the details on how to earn the class for free, as well as that host code. I'm just going to adjust my camera just a tiny bit. Okay. Looks a little crooked to me, but I guess we'll be okay. All right, so we're just going to jump into the card. Now, because there are so many steps and so many pieces to just this one card, I am going to, I've already sped things up a little bit. I've pre-stamped some of the items here. So we're actually going to jump in with our coloring, which I've already stamped in die cut. I stamped it in black Memento ink, and I'm going to zoom in to do the coloring. We're kind of going to take this step by step, kind of panel by panel. So this whole like middle section, oops, I'm kind of zoomed in. This whole middle section is like one panel. So we're going to finish that and work with that first. So we're going to start with our otters here. So I am using pecan pie for my otters, and I'm also pulling in, this is number 800, and I believe this is the medium light Stampin' Blends natural tones combination. It's just, they're used for like skin tones and stuff, but they work really great for this too. So I'm just gonna add some to like his little chest area here, as well as this one over here, just a little bit to their little chests, and that's just gonna give us a little bit of color there. I'm going to come in with my pecan pie. I'm going to start with my dark, and I'm going to add where I want my dark places to be. And I'm not going to make this perfect because we're going to do a lot of blending out. So kind of along the back, along the belly here. Oh, I kind of want to stay in the lines though. Around the tail. A little bit on the face, especially where this guy's head is sitting on his. And then on this one, the back, kind of where things are going to be overlapping is kind of where you want that dark. So it looks a little bit like a hot mess now, but once we start getting in and doing our blending, it'll look a lot better. So now I'm going to come in with my pecan pie light, and we're going to just kind of clean this up and do some blending. So we're going to color the rest of it with the pecan pie light and making sure to blend. And I want to make sure that I go over this spot that we went in with that 800 marker, just to make sure that that blends as well. So I'm going to go in like little circular motions around those darker areas, just to make sure it blends out. I'll work with one little otter at a time here. I'm using my brush tip, which is always a little bit dangerous, but it does cover area more quickly. And in videos, I feel like you guys don't want to sit here for 20 minutes while I color an otter. So I try to use my brush tips in the video just to kind of speed things up. But you'll definitely want to take your time. All right, now I'm going to come back to that 800, and I'm just going to go over the area where they meet and just kind of blend that out, and that's just going to kind of make it blend naturally into it. Okay, And now we'll come and do our other otter here. Just where there's those dark areas, we just want to make sure that we're blending those out. I'll flip this over so I can get to it. These images are so much fun to color, and these are all river otters. Stampin' Up made that. They told us they wanted to focus on river otters over sea otters, which is fine. My daughter actually loves river otters. And she's done a few little reports about it. She's actually even written some books with river otters too. So we are very familiar with river otters in our house. We kind of have a little in with my daughter. She tells us everything we need to know about river otters. All right, and then back over here with that 800, just to kind of blend those out to each other. All right, that's it for our little otters. They are so adorable. Let's pull in our Lost Lagoon. And I'm just going to use my Lost Lagoon Dark and just to color these little grass pieces that are more rounded edge. And I don't know that I'm going to be able to talk while I do this. This is taking a lot of concentration. These are very small little images right here. So I am using my bullet tip and I'm just kind of tapping the color in. I'm not doing too much like actual coloring, just kind of tapping that color in. Our Stampin' Blends, because they're kind of alcohol based, once they hit the paper, they kind of just like spread. So you don't need to go all the way to the edges sometimes. Sometimes it'll just move it on its own, which is always nice. And then with my dark, this is the wrong marker, hold on. I wanted to get my dark Granny Apple Green and I grabbed Lemon Lime Twist instead. Okay, my dark Granny Apple Green, we're just going to do these little grass pieces too. So just adding just a little bit of color. And I'm using the color from the DSP, which I didn't even show you. The DSP is also available in the online exclusive and they are adorable. So there is our sweet little otters colored. So let me zoom back out just a little bit. And so we're gonna start assembling this onto our little tag. So let me get out the rest of my little tag pieces. And I've already done some die cutting as well from the dies. There's some incredible little dies in here. So we have a few little rocks here that I've die cut out of Basic Gray and Smoky Slate. And then we have some more little coordinating leaves from, this one is Lemon Lime Twist, I believe. And then we have Lost Lagoon. Okay, we'll get to those in just a second. So we have all of our little pieces ready to go. I have a couple of tags here. I die cut up basic white tags from the Greetings of the Seasons dies. I love these dies. I've used them a ton. And then I also have a little piece of Pool Party that I also die cut with that tag just so that we have the same, you know, stitched border on the bottom. And so I'm going to adhere these together and I can get glue out. Hang on one sec. Let me grab my adhesive. I'm just going to use some Stampin' Seal here. And we're just going to adhere these together. Just like this. They will just line up along the bottom here. I want to make sure I get it right the first time because I'm not going to get wiggle room like I would with liquid glue. Okay. I'm going to grab some dimensionals and we're going to start with our otters. I'm going to grab just a couple and I'm going to keep the dimensionals not kind of just in the center because we're going to be tucking in a few things around them, and these pieces with the little greenery pieces are going to hang off a little bit, so you don't want any adhesive going beyond that. So we're just going to put this kind of right at the top of the water, just like that. And then I'm going to pull in some liquid glue for our little greenery pieces back here. I'm going to just put a little bit on the back of this Lemon Lime Twist leaf, and we'll just tuck it down like this. Actually, maybe a little bit lower. Well, I think that's fine. It'll be fine. And then I'm going to take the smaller of that Lost Lagoon leaf, just a little bit, and I'm not adding adhesive all the way to the top on these because I want them to have a little bit of movement. This one's going to go right on top of that one, and this one will go on the other side. Okay, just a little bit of adhesive there. This one will go up here, just like that. So our tag is coming together. I'm gonna, let's go do our rocks next. So I'm gonna use a little bit of dimensionals here. I'm actually going to cut them in half, and I'm actually going to put a dimensional right onto my tag here, and my rock will sit right on top of that dimensional, but that ensures that my dimensional stays on the tag and it doesn't hang off. And I'm going to put just a little dot of glue here, and we're going to put that smaller rock right on top of that, just like that. And I'm going to use the other half of that dimensional that I cut in half, and I'm going to do the same thing with this rock over here. I'm going to put it onto my tag. That way we know that the adhesive is not going to hang off, and we're going to put that little rock over here. Okay, so we have the greeting. I have die cut, or not die cut, I heat embossed this greeting in white heat, or white embossing powder. I stamped it in Versamark, and then I put white embossing powder on top of it. Then I heated it up with my heat tool, and got the greeting, and then I just trimmed it out to the width of the height and width of the words. And so I'm just going to come in with my dimensionals here. I just cut a little strip of it just to put it on there, and then this is going to go right under those rocks. And don't go all the way to the edges because it's going to hang off a little bit, and you don't want that to go all the way to the edges. Okay, so our tag is almost done. We're going to add some linen thread to our tag. We're going to tie it up just so that the entire tag is done. So I have a little bit of linen thread here. Coordinates really nicely with these little otters. The suite actually it has some Lost Lagoon like silk cording. I think that's what they call it. I have it up here. I will pull it down in just a minute. But I felt that it was a little too distracting. I wanted just a little like subtle texture up here, and so the linen thread was perfect for that. But the cording is beautiful, and I will share that in just a sec. Let me get this bow and my scissors. We're just going to trim the ends. Perfect. All right, so in the suite, if you get the entire suite with the bundle and the DSP, there's also this, it's Lost Lagoon soft cording, but it's very like silky. It's very, very pretty. But I wanted to go with the linen thread on that one, but the entire suite will have that. Okay, so that is our tag, completely finished. I want to just make sure there's no adhesive on the back, no dimensionals popping out, and we're good. So that's our tag. So that piece is good. We're going to go ahead and set that one aside. So let's work on this inside piece now. And so I just have these little layers that are going to come up. So let me read off some of the layers. So the peacock piece, this is our pretty peacock piece, and it is 4 by 3 1/4. Now all of the measurements are going to be in the video description, so you don't have to write any of these down. And then I have a piece of our DSP, and isn't that so sweet? Look at those sweet little otters. I hate to cover them up, but I want that gray granite side. And here is some of the rest of the DSP. Look at these sweet little otters. Now I have done a ton. Those little rocks are cute. You have like a whole scene here. These would be great for scrapbook pages. You can see I've cut this one apart for some of those otters that I've cut out. So many adorable little scenes. So if you love river otters, if you have a friend that loves river otters, a kid in your life that loves river otters, and that's sweet, they will love this paper as well. So you can get that in the entire suite, or you can buy it individually. And that's available in our online exclusive release starting on November 5th, I believe. Okay, so we have our pretty peacock piece. The DSP is 3 by 3 3/4, and I'm going to adhere this down to my, oh, hold on. Technical difficulties with the Stampin' Seal. Oh, okay, hold on, let me grab another adhesive. We are. Okay, so that's going to go right onto that piece. And by breaking it down kind of, you know, element by element, it does make this card a little easier to handle. Okay, so we're going to put this heart on. Now this heart is die cut from the, oh gracious, I'm not going to think of the right name. Do I have them here with me? They will definitely be listed in the video description. I don't know. Oh yeah, here they are. So this heart is from the Hooray for Surprises. So it's this big heart down here. That will come die cut in your kit, so you won't have to worry about doing that. All right, let's stamp our little Love You Lots greeting here. I'm going to use Early Espresso for this. And we're just going to stamp this in the middle. maybe try to line it up straight. Let's try that again on the back. It went a little too low. Much better. Okay. It's always hard to center things with the camera, but it works out. Okay, so we're gonna stick this directly on, and we're making all of these layers flat. They're gonna be on the inside, so I want those to be nice and flat. So this is gonna go behind our tag, just like that, okay? So we have two pieces, two of the elements finished. We do have one more piece in here, so let's go ahead and do that stamping. And while we're stamping, we're gonna stamp this piece here. So we have a piece of Lost Lagoon that kind of spans the card across, and that one is stamped with the same little fish that we're gonna stamp. So I'm gonna pull out those two pieces. So we have a Lost Lagoon piece that is 5.5 by 1, and then we have a basic white piece that is 4 by 3.25. And so we're just gonna I'm gonna grab a little piece of scratch paper, and I have the little fish from that Otterly Amazing stamp set. And on this Lost Lagoon piece, we are going to cover this whole piece with little fishes. So it's gonna kind of look like DSP. So make sure that you're going off the edge, and then we're just gonna kind of fill in the rest of these spots with the stamp. The fish can kind of overlap. They don't all have to be going straight. Okay, so just like that. Perfect. Now on this piece, we're just gonna have some fish just going along the bottom, just like this. So just a few little fish swimming along the bottom, and that was in Lost Lagoon ink. Okay, so I think we have all of our elements all put together. So let's work on our card base. So you're going to need to grab your paper trimmer. You'll need to do this in your kit. Your card won't come trimmed like this. You'll get a card base that is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25, and we're going to do just a little bit of trimming on one side. So when you have your this will be like your card front. So on the front of your card, we are going to cut on 1 inch on each side. So I'm going to line this up at the 1 inch stamp, or the 1 inch mark on my right side of my trimmer, and I'm going to line up my blade. And let me pull out my blade so you can see. There's a little line right here. I don't know if you can see that little line on the blade. That tells you exactly where the blade lines up underneath. So I'm going to line up that line with my score line. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball it, line it up with that score line, and I'm just going to cut. So just like that. So just have that cut. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And I like to start at the score line because then I can just go all the way. I don't have to figure out where to stop. So this is what your card is going to look like. So you've just done 1 inch on each side. And so your card is going to have like these little flaps, these little legs. You're going to be like, what the heck did I do to my card? But I promise you this is what it's supposed to look like. So let's give that a really good burnish. And let's start with the inside of our card. And we'll just work our way up. So I have 4 pieces of DSP, and we're going to put 2 on the inside here, and then we're going to put our stamped fish in here. So let's go ahead and glue all that down. So I just have the piece of DSP, and there's just going to be a small border along the edge. So these little pieces will basically cover that up. So if you want to make sure that you have the DSP in the right place, you can always close that little flap. Okay, this one goes in the same place, and we'll cover that up. And then our white piece, which is where you would write your message, will go right in the center between those two. Okay, so that is the inside of our card. Okay, so let's close this part. Let's do this part. So this is where we are now. So you have this part closed. So I'm just going to adhere this piece that we assembled, our pretty peacock piece, right to the front of this one. Okay, now we'll close our little flaps here, and we're going to adhere the other 2 DSP pieces to the outside of these little flaps. So once you know where all the pieces go, this card is very doable. You can make all kinds of fun scenes. This is a really fun card to put together. the hard part is just kind of knowing where all the pieces go, because there's going to be a lot of pieces for this one. So we have those pieces done on our little flaps here. Now we want to kind of anchor these flaps down because they're a little bit flimsy. So that is what this piece is for. That is what our little stamped fish piece is for. So I'm going to put adhesive only on the two ends, two long ends there, because we don't want to put any adhesive in the middle here. That is going to glue our card kind of together. We don't want that. So I am going to just line this up kind of as straight as I can, maybe like an inch from the bottom. Make sure that's pretty straight before I press it down. And that should lift up without having any adhesive or anything hindering that, just like that. But that's going to kind of stabilize our little legs there. All right, now we're going to stick our tag on, and we're going to bring in some dimensionals for this. So I'm going to put 3 dimensionals just across the front there. And we are going to stick our little tag on. Now make sure that it doesn't go past the top of your card. It should kind of line up directly with that DSP piece. The tag and the DSP are basically the same size, so it should all line up directly with that DSP piece. And finishing touch, all we need to do now is add our little pearls here. And I'm just going to add 3 of them, and I am only adding them to the little brace that we stamped on the front. And that completes the card. So not too complicated once you kind of know where all those pieces go, but there's kind of triple layers here. So you have your front layer, you open it up to the inside layer, and then there's another layer on the inside. So I hope you love this fun fold. Remember, if you want to get the supplies to make this for your in the class to go, all you need to do is place an online order between now and November 15th, and you will earn this class to go for free. All the supplies will come pre-cut for you. You will need to do your own stamping, so you will need to have the bundle to complete the stamping. If you have any questions, please go ahead and leave them in the comments. I hope you guys love this sweet little fun fold card, and I will see you again tomorrow for card number 2 in my Otterly Amazing class to go. See you later, guys. Bye.